Stop. Before you skip that latte tomorrow morning, you need to hear this. What if I told you that cutting your $5 coffee is actually keeping you poor? I know that sounds crazy, but stick with me until the end of this video because I'm about to flip everything you know about building wealth completely upside down. And if you make it to the end, I'll reveal the one investment decision that changed my entire financial trajectory. Let's get into it. For decades, we've been fed the same tired advice. Cut the daily coffee. Cancel that streaming subscription. Bring lunch from home. And sure, mathematically it makes sense, right? $5 a day times 365 days equals $1,825 a year. Financial gurus love this stuff. But here's what they're not telling you. While you're stressing over saving $1,825 a year by cutting small pleasures, let's do some real math. The average American makes about $60,000 a year. So what's the alternative? I call it the reverse budget. Instead of cutting expenses first, you invest in yourself first. Here's how it works. Before you even look at your monthly budget, before you pay rent, before anything, you automatically allocate money to three things. Number one, skills that increase your income. Number two, side hustles or assets that generate passive income. And number three, investments that compound over time. This is what I call future self-investing. You're investing in the version of you that exists 5, 10, 20 years from now. Traditional budgeting asks, what can I cut? The reverse budget asks, what can I build? One mindset keeps you playing defense. The other puts you on offense. And here's the thing. Nobody ever got wealthy playing defense. Think about it. Jeff Bezos didn't pinch pennies. He invested in Amazon. Warren Buffett didn't skip lattes. He bought assets. They were playing a different game entirely. Let's break down the three pillars. Pillar 1. Skills investment. This is money you spend to increase your earning power. Maybe it's a $200 online course that teaches you high-income skills like copywriting, web design, or data analysis. Maybe it's a $50 monthly subscription to a platform that keeps you sharp in your field. Traditional budgeting calls this an expense. The reverse budget calls it leverage. Here's an example. My friend Sarah spent $800 on a digital marketing certification. 6 months later, she negotiated a $15,000 raise. That's an 1,875% return on investment. Try getting that from skipping coffee. Pillar 2. Asset building. This is where you create or acquire things that make money while you sleep. It could be starting a YouTube channel. Yes, like this one. It could be creating a digital product, buying dividend stocks, or even starting a small e-commerce store. The key is that these assets have unlimited upside potential. When you cut a $10 expense, you save $10 once. When you build a $10 per month income stream, that's $10 every month, forever. One is linear. The other is exponential. Here's the powerful part. These assets compound not just financially, but in experience. The more you build, the better you get at building. Pillar 3. Compound investments. This is your traditional investing, but we are doing it first, not last. Index funds, retirement accounts, diversified portfolios. Albert Einstein allegedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. And he was right. Here a mind-blowing stat. If you invest $500 a month starting at age 25 with a 10% average return, by 65 you'll have over $3.1 million. But if you wait until 35 to start, you'll have just over $1 million. That 10-year delay cost you $2 million. Time is your biggest asset when it comes to compounding. Every month you delay because you need to cut expenses first is costing you exponentially in the future. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I don't have money to invest first. I hear you. And here's the truth. This isn't about the amount. It's about the priority. You could start with $20 a month toward a skill, $10 a month into an investment account. The amount doesn't matter nearly as much as building the habit of paying your future self first. Because here's what happens psychologically when you cut expenses first. You reinforce a scarcity mindset. You tell yourself the story that there's never enough. But when you invest in yourself first, even if it's small, you reinforce abundance. You tell yourself, I'm worth investing in. My future is worth building. And that mindset shift changes everything. Suddenly, instead of asking, what can I cut? You start asking, how can I earn more? And that question opens doors that cutting expenses never will. Okay, so how do you actually implement the reverse budget? Here's your action plan. Step 1. Calculate your monthly income after taxes. Step 2. Decide on your future self-investment percentage. If you're just starting, even 5% is powerful. That's $225 per month on a $45,000 salary. Step 3. Set up automatic transfers on payday. This is crucial. Make it automatic so you can't talk yourself out of it. Split that money across the 3 pillars. Maybe $100 to a skill or course, $75 to starting a side project or asset, and $50 to an investment account. Step 4. Then, and only then, budget your remaining income for expenses. Here's what's beautiful about this approach. You naturally become more creative about your expenses because you've already committed to your future. You'll find ways to make it work. You discover that you actually can live on slightly less when you re-motivated by building something bigger. And step 5. Review and adjust quarterly. As your income grows from your skill investments and side hustles, increase your future self-investment percentage. Let me share what this looks like in real life. 2 years ago, I was making $52,000 a year at my day job. I started the reverse budget by investing $150 a month, $75 in learning video editing and content creation, $50 starting this YouTube channel, and $25 into index funds. It felt tight at first. I had to get creative. I cooked more, found free entertainment, negotiated my bills. But here's what happened. Within 8 months, my YouTube channel was monetized. Within a year, I picked up 2 freelance clients from my new editing skills, an extra $1,200 a month. Within 18 months, I negotiated a raise at my day job because of my expanded skill set. My income went from $52,000 to over $78,000 when you include all sources. That's a 50% increase. And my original $25 monthly investment? It's now grown to $800 in my brokerage account, and I'm now investing $400 a month. The reverse budget didn't just change my bank account, it changed my entire relationship with money. I stopped seeing myself as someone who needs to restrict and started seeing myself as someone who builds. Now, does this mean you should never budget or be mindful of expenses? Of course not. Financial responsibility matters. If you're drowning in high interest debt, address that first. If you're spending recklessly on things that don't bring value, absolutely cut those. The reverse budget isn't about being irresponsible. It's about reordering your priorities. It's about recognizing that you can't save your way to wealth, but you can build your way there. The goal isn't to spend everything frivolously. The goal is to invest in growth before you restrict yourself into stagnation. Think of it this way. Cutting expenses puts a higher floor under you. Investing in yourself puts a higher ceiling above you. We need both, but most people focus only on the floor and wonder why they never break through the ceiling. Let me address some of the biggest objections I hear about this approach, because I know some of you are probably thinking these exact things right now. First objection, I need to build an emergency fund first before I can invest in myself. Look, I get it. Financial security is important. But here's the thing. Building an emergency fund and investing in yourself aren't mutually exclusive. In fact, the fastest way to build that emergency fund is by increasing your income through the reverse budget. Think about it this way. If you trying to save $1,000 for emergencies by cutting $50 a month from your budget, that's going to take you 20 months. But if you invest $50 a month in a skill that helps you land one freelance client paying $500, you've built your emergency fund in just 2 months. The math literally works in your favor when you focus on growth instead of restriction. Second objection: what if I invest in a skill or business idea and it fails? This is the fear that keeps most people stuck. But let me flip the script on you. What if it succeeds? More importantly, what's the cost of not trying? If you invest $500 in learning a new skill and it doesn't immediately pan out, you haven't lost $500. You've gained knowledge, experience, and eliminated one path that doesn't work for you. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Every successful entrepreneur has failed multiple times. The difference is they saw those failures as tuition for their education in success. When you cut expenses, you get a guaranteed small result. When you invest in yourself, you might fail, but you also might 10x your income. I'll take that bet every single time. Third objection: the system is rigged against regular people. Only the wealthy can afford to invest. I understand this frustration, and there's some truth to it. The system does favor those with capital. But here's the empowering truth. You already have the most valuable asset that even billionaires see and buy more of: time. When you start investing in yourself early, time becomes your superpower. A 25-year-old investing $200 a month has more wealth building potential than a 45-year-old investing $1,000 a month, purely because of time and compound interest. The wealthy stay wealthy by understanding this. They invest in assets, they invest in skills, they invest in systems. And the beautiful part? You can do the exact same thing starting with whatever you have right now. The amount doesn't matter as much as the consistency and the time horizon. Here's what I want you to understand. The reverse budget is really about reclaiming your agency in your financial life. For too long, we've been told that financial success is about discipline, restriction, and sacrifice. And while discipline matters, that narrative keeps people trapped in a cycle of scarcity. You work hard, you pinch pennies, you deny yourself small pleasures, and at the end of the year, you're maybe slightly better off than you were before, but you're exhausted and resentful. The reverse budget says, what if instead of shrinking your life to fit your income, you expanded your income to fit your life? What if instead of making yourself smaller, you made your capacity bigger? That's the real revolution here. And let me tell you something that nobody talks about. There's a hidden cost to the traditional budgeting mindset that goes beyond money. It's the psychological toll. When you're constantly focused on what you can't have, what you need to cut, what you need to sacrifice, it drains your energy and creativity. You become risk-averse. You start thinking small. You stop dreaming big because dreaming big feels irresponsible when you're in scarcity mode. But when you flip the script and start investing in yourself first, something incredible happens. You start seeing possibilities instead of limitations. You start thinking like an entrepreneur even if you have a regular job. You start asking better questions. How can I provide more value? What problems can I solve? What would people pay me for? These questions lead to opportunities that cutting your coffee budget never will. I want to give you one more real-world example that really drives this home. I have a friend named Marcus who was obsessed with budgeting. He had spreadsheets tracking every dollar. He meal prepped every single meal. He drove a 20-year-old car. He cut every possible expense. So here's my challenge to you. This month, before you cut a single expense, invest in your future self first. Pick one skill to develop, one asset to start building, or one investment to automate. Start small if you need to. Even $20 makes a difference when it's consistent and strategic. Remember, the wealthiest people in the world didn't get there by cutting costs. They got there by building value. And you can too. If this video changed how you think about money, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling me which of the 3 pillars you're restarting with: skills, assets, or investments. I read every single comment and I love seeing this community grow together. And if you want to go even deeper on this topic, check out the video I'm putting up on screen right now where I break down exactly which high-income skills are worth learning in 2025. Your future self is watching. Make them proud. I'll see you in the next one.